Hi guys, Colesy, and today I'm going to be doing kind of a little review almost. I don't really generally do like a review as such. I normally do Let's Plays, but what with everything going on at the minute, I didn't have a chance to actually do a Let's Play of this, so I recorded my video capture separately, and now I'm going to talk about it. We're going to be talking about Riders Republic. Closed beta and then the open beta were recently. I played them a bunch in my own time, which is kind of different for me. I generally don't play that many video games in my own time, but because it was a beta, I wanted to try it out. Figured I'd do a little review and a little talk about it and say what I think to it, and just generally give my opinion, I guess. Riders Republic, to me, it felt very much similar to Steep. Now, Steep was a extreme sports game based on snowboarding and skiing. There was some wingsuiting, I believe, in that. Now, Riders Republic has the skiing and snowboarding and the wingsuiting that Steep had, but it's like Steep 2, Steep Plus, I guess, Steep Extra, because it's not only got that, it has a lot of mountain biking, which is actually super fun. I really enjoyed it. It kind of reminds me a bit of Descenders, the game Descenders. That's a mountain biking game, I guess you would describe it as. And the mountain biking sections of this are super fun. A lot of the costumes, again, are kind of basically the same as Steep. Like, you can have a silly costume. For most of this, I was playing as a giant giraffe-headed person just because I found that funny. But yeah, the mountain biking sections I really enjoyed. They were fun to do. I think all the sports were enjoyable, to be honest. The mountain biking, you get up some serious speed, and it took a little bit for me to get used to, I guess. Kind of got used to the fact that in some fast corners you'll have to just jam on the brake a bit, and it helps you turn a little bit easier without having to slow down so much. But it was super fun. That was really enjoyable. As you go, you're unlocking new bikes, you're unlocking new skis, new snowboards, etc. as you level up. In terms of the snow sports, I'll go back to the snow sports quickly because they felt pretty much the same to me as Steep felt. They are changed differently and they do control differently a little bit. There's different modes that you can have for sort of landing the trick, I guess. So if you're doing a backflip and you decide that it's too difficult for you to actually have to perfectly time the landing yourself, you can set it on a bit of an easier mode, which is generally what I had it on because, like I said, I'm playing the game sort of in my own downtime as just something to sort of lose myself in and play free roaming. But yeah, other than that, it feels very much like Steep. If you enjoyed Steep, you're going to enjoy the snow sports in this. The way the campaign works, again, feels much like Steep. You'll go around and you'll find these missions, and there'll be, you know, different bike races, there'll be snow races, there'll be aerial races, those kind of things. And the fact they're dotted around the map feels very much the same as Steep was. That was exactly the same. Fast traveling in this works similarly. Like, you can fast travel to certain points that you find, and the more you explore, I guess, the more points you're going to find. But you can also get dropped in by a helicopter, which I'm pretty sure you could do in Steep. There's different environments of the map, which I really liked. There you can go from like a forested area to a snowy area to a deserty canyon area, and the fact that you have all these different sort of biomes, I guess, is really cool. And that's different from Steep, obviously, because Steep was purely snow sports, so you were always on a snowy mountain, where these are slightly different. Let's talk about all the other different types of, I guess, sport slash transport, I guess. So the way to transport yourself around, especially in snowy areas, you actually have a snowmobile, which is just a super easy, fast way to get around, although it's quite easy to crash. So, in my opinion, riding the bike is much easier. But obviously, if you're going to go up the side of a mountain, you're going to want to use the snowmobile, but it's a super easy way to get around. And it's really easy to switch between the sports. The fact that you can switch between sports mid-air, I found hilarious. So I can get up some serious speed doing some sort of wingsuit or something, or like the rocket suit. I don't know what that is, like a jetpack basically. You can get up some serious speed doing that, or get some serious height, and then just switch mid-air to like bike, and then you will just fall on your bike. And it's just, I just found it funny. I'm gonna be honest, I found it funny just dropping from the edge of space on a bicycle. Like I just mentioned, there are other types of transport, like the rocket suit thing, which is really cool, and actually that's a super easy way to get around. It's basically kind of like the wingsuit, except you have acceleration. So not only are you like drifting down like you do with the wingsuit, you're slowly falling, but the wingsuit's helping you. You've got like a jetpack, so you're flying around. So it's another great way to get around if you want to get to a specific point. Maybe you don't want to use the snowmobile. Maybe it's like a heavily tree forested area and you're like, oh, I'm just going to crash a million times. You can start from the ground and you can just vertically take off with this jetpack and you're done. That's it. You just fly around, you fly wherever you want. It's honestly really good. You've also got a parachute and a motor. I can't remember what that's called specifically. So if you want to just fly around a little bit more chill, you're not quite going as fast as the jetpack, then that's another good way to get around and view the landscape. It's a really nice looking game, right? I thought Steep was a really pretty game. This is also another very attractive game. It looks really nice. I was running it on a 3090, but I don't think that really made any difference. It just looked really nice. I like the area that you're in. They have a shop which has skins, so you know, microtransactions is going to be a part of that, I presume, if you want to buy a specific skin that you really want. But on the other hand, if that doesn't bother you, then it doesn't bother you, because you don't need it. It's just a skin at the end of the day. One of my favorite things that Riders Republic has is a thing called a mass race. So the mass race is 64 players, 3 sort of rounds, 3 different races. And during those races, you will switch between the sports. So if you think GTA 5 and the way that they have the transform races and that, where you'll be driving along and then you'll like go up a ramp and you'll hit a checkpoint and that'll turn you into a plane, for example. It's similar to that. You'll be riding your bike and then you'll hit a checkpoint that suddenly changes. You'll be skiing for the next section, and so you'll ski down the next section, and then say you'll go off a ramp and then you'll hit like the jetpack checkpoint. And then you'll fly through a bunch of rings in the air. And I thought it was really fun. It's super fun. There's 64 of you playing. You don't really interact with each other. Like, you can't crash into another person, because if you could, that'd be awful, because you're very tightly packed. But it is super fun to do. And then like over the 3 rounds, you score points depending on how high you come up. And then after the 3 rounds, that totals up. And that's where you came out of the bunch of players that you were playing with. I just thought it was really fun. I really liked the way that worked, and it just felt fun. Even though I can do one of the bike challenges, and that's fun, and you're against a few people, that's fun. But then when you do the mass race, just seeing all these people just go down together is super cool, actually. And I didn't do too bad at it, actually. Another sort of section of sports that is available in the game. So we've got the bikes, we've got the snow sports, we've got the aerial sports. There's also they're called toys, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. They're almost silly things. They're kind of things that sort of don't really exist, and they're kind of silly, and I kind of like that. For some reason in my head it triggers the old Tony Hawk's games, because sometimes they'd put in something silly, like I think it was Underground 2, Tony Hawk's Underground 2, where you'd like ride a bull and you'd use a bull as a skateboard or something like that. It just feels like that kind of like, oh, it's a bit crazy, but you know, it's just a bit of fun, it's funny. So the couple that I played, it was like a delivery bike or something, but then the one that I played sort of more of and a bunch of, and I thought was really cool, it was a bike that was a rocket bike. You just could boost the entire time, and you had to go through all these checkpoints, but you were going at some seriously speedy speeds through this canyon area, and you would hit rocks and fly off, and you were just going through checkpoints. But basically the entire time you were boosting, you just had your finger on boost and the boost never ran out. You just went. Silly. There's no one has a bike with rockets on it and you ride it around, but fun little thing that they added to Riders Republic, and I really enjoyed that. It's a non-serious sort of fun game, and personally for me, I really like it because it's just, again, you can go into and you can play anytime. You don't have to like remember where you were in the story or whatever. You're just going to go in and you can just free roam it, and it'll never get old effectively. You can play that forever, and I don't think it would really ever change. That's the beauty of it, really. Overall, I just really enjoyed Riders Republic. From the beta I played, it was super fun. Whether you're playing the snow sports, whether you're doing the bikes downhill, whether you're doing like trick runs, whether you're doing like distance jumps, aerial maneuvers, whether you're flying around on a jetpack, just trying to get as close to a cliff as you can, flying through little spots and holes and stuff. There's little areas, there's little points on the map which are marked with question marks, and they're just exploration points. Now you just go to them and you discover an area, kind of, you just find it and you get a star for that, and stars will seem to be the way that you sort of level up. They're your level. When you get to 20, you unlock a new thing, 25, you unlock this, stuff like that. But just the fact that they have these points around the map means that while you're free roaming about, you'll probably pass close to one and it'll pop up sort of on your compass, and you'll be like, oh, well, I'm going to head towards that because it's right there. And then you see like a nice cutscene of something. The fact that you could just explore around, and they're sort of rewarding you for just exploring. It's not only that you have to do, you know, race after race, trick battle or whatever after trick battle. You don't just have to do the events that are there. They're rewarding you for exploring the map as well and looking at these just cool locations. The whole map is just super cool locations. I feel like there's something for everyone. Like I said, it feels very much like Steep, but if Steep had extra sports added in. This is just my opinion. I know that I don't generally do reviews, and it's a little bit of a different video. I feel like I'm better at doing like a stupid Let's Play where I'm making fun of myself or playing a silly game or something, but I wanted to try something different. I really did enjoy the game, so I thought trying to do more like a reviewy video might be something a little different, and always good to mix things up a bit. Let me know if you want to see more of this review style video. I didn't like write any sort of script for this or make any bullet points. Maybe I should have. If maybe you think that I was a bit rambly and all over the place, in future maybe I should make some bullet points for these kind of review videos and mention the things that I want to talk about. But hey ho, we just winged it this time. Let me know what you guys think. Please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to catch me on Twitch, go to twitch.tv/ColeseyGaming. That's where I'll be live streaming. And on Twitter, you can catch me there, twitter.com/ColeseyGaming. Anyway, thank you for watching today's video, and I will catch you next time.